What's going on? We're in Fountain Valley, California, Prehistoric Pets, and we are hanging out with Jay Brewer today. We're going to talk a little bit about how he's designed these incredible enclosures, and we're going to meet some of the inhabitants today on Kamp Kenan.
A good portion of my life has been all about action, which still holds true. But now I pour all that time and energy into wildlife conservation, education, and the pursuit of knowledge. This is Kamp Kenan.
Dirty the glass
Okay.
by opening it so we don't have to look at how ugly it looks.
Ah, there you go. So we're hanging out. Jay's just opening this up. He's got some baby American alligators in here.
We've been under really severe construction lately,
Okay.
but we're catching up again.
Okay.
So we always can use a little bit of work on some glass, but we'll just cheat. We'll open it up.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. So guys, you know, if you follow the channel, you know I love creating habitats for my animals, and so many of you keep your animals indoors, and Jay does that too here in his amazing reptile zoo and store. And you can just see there's no detail left unchecked.
We try not.
Yeah, you know, I think you appreciate the aesthetic quality of the animal, and you like to see these animals in a naturalistic way.
When I first started, I used to always see cool animals in horrible clothes.
Right.
So I've always kind of tried to make things nicer and better looking.
Yep.
So I always say, invest in the animal, invest in the enclosure. The animal doesn't know the difference in most cases, but you know what? It's nice when you look at a beautiful American alligator running around in a beautiful, cool-looking waterfall. And,
So
you know.
cool, man. So with these, you said you didn't actually, did you design this?
Now this one here I built from the ground up.
Okay.
But normally I'm involved in the carving of it.
Okay.
This particular one of my friends has a company. He loaned me a couple of designs.
Nice.
And I said, you know what? I'm not going to be involved in the actual skinning of it. So I designed the whole thing, put all the shelves in, waterproofed it, had it all ready, had the glass installed, and boom, they came in one day
And sculpted
it took 2 days, because then and actually they painted this too. So it looks different than my other stuff, and I love it.
Cool,
Came out
guys.
really nice.
How fun would it be to have an enclosure like this? I mean, this should be giving you ideas. That's what I love to do, is inspire you guys to learn these little tricks of the trade. Because, I mean, look at this. He can even take these animals out, and he can put a monitor lizard in here.
That's
he can
exactly
put
what
turtles
I've done
in here.
too. So like this is snapping turtle.
Yeah, so-
and of course I did the glass at the bottom because all our other stuff never had it, and I want little kids to be able to be in the moment, not looking at it and going, Mom, can you lift me up? You know.
Guys, this is why I really am starting to fall in love with this dude, man. He's into it for kids. He's into it for these really fun reasons. Yeah, we're big
Sounds
kids,
so
man.
bizarre, but you know what? When I was a kid, I had nothing. I dreamt about stuff like this. I went out in ditches and caught frogs.
Yep.
That was my entertainment. And there's a place called the Alligator Farm, and they basically got turned into a parking lot by, you know.
I actually remember seeing old postcards.
And it was awesome. And I used to love the place, and it became the land came so valuable that
it was more profitable to turn it into a parking lot than an attraction.
for a big entertainment
That
center.
sucks, man.
And
you know,
so it was kind of a bummer, and so I always missed it. And my dream was always to recreate it. And finally, we just got all the permits, we got all the stuff, and we broke ground, and we're going to be expanding that way for another. We're going to triple the size of the zoo.
Holy smokes. So if you're in SoCal, if you're visiting, even if you guys go on a family trip to Disneyland, this is a stone's throw from those attractions, and it's really amazing. And he's always on hand, and you're such an approachable guy.
I try to be.
Yeah, man, so it's a lot of fun. Well, why don't we close this up? We'll move on over
I have one question.
Oh, Tom's got a question. Hold on.
Yeah.
Tom
Is this doable? Like, can someone build this? Like, is this in reach?
You can. I wouldn't call it a beginner's job. You need to know how to do concrete pretty well. Basically, I built the structure, and we use all different kinds of materials. Rebar, wires, and expanded metal. And basically, you build it all, and then you waterproof it. And then after you waterproof it, then you put the pretty coating on it to make it look cool. And then after you get done with that, then you got to paint it. Actually, the one I'm going to show you in a minute is the first one I ever painted.
Oh, cool. Well, let's check that out.
Let's go check out that enclosure.
Cool.
So this one here was one of my first enclosures I built. And you know, I had worked with a really good guy. He passed away actually just a couple years ago from cancer, and he was a really cool dude. And he taught me how to do rock work. And then I had another friend that I worked with, so we worked together. And so we carved this out, and his name's Mike. They're both Mike, funny enough.
Oh wow!
And Mike carved this big rock, and we worked. I designed it kind of crazy. I wanted it to cross. Yeah, I crossed it right there.
Yep.
That's my little cross built into my whole deal right there.
Gotcha. Yeah, man, I hear you, brother.
I'll show you some other cool stuff we built in just for kicks.
That's really cool. Yeah, that was something that Tom and I were noticing when we were walking around before you. You've put little artifacts in certain ones. There's little kind of subliminal messages.
I try to do nice stuff, you know. But this was my first paint job, and I really was happy. It's a little bit old now. It did it about 8 years ago. Let me show you. Let me show you some fun. Now that we brought up little things, what do we see right here?
Oh, that's so cool. That looks like a monitor or some kind of dinosaur.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you guys see it?
Now here's one of the other ones we put in.
Oh, that's sick.
We got our big python hanging down there.
That's a python hanging, man. Look at that. Let me get up here and show these guys. Can I stand
cool.
up? Yeah. Isn't this cool? So check it. There's the mouth and there's its tongue.
I mean, that's
right pretty rad.
Underneath their pinky.
Yeah.
Might as well have some fun while you're doing all that hard work.
Yeah,
Right?
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. This is really an artistic endeavor,
This is
man.
you know what? This is me. I'm having a good time, and this is
so rad.
You know, it was funny, but we came up with this crazy idea of putting the camera next to the T-Rex, you know, because this is the photo booth.
There you go. That's awesome, man.
So we want to make moments that are memorable, and this is the place where we take photos.
And what is super cool about this now, it's now accurate. We have just learned in recent years that the T-Rex does, in fact, they were able to use their little arms more
You
than we
didn't know
thought.
that?
Well, that's what I'm just telling other people that may not know. Take it easy. I'm sharing the knowledge, buddy. God.
This one was an avid photographer.
That's awesome, man. And then, guys, how about this enclosure? We're in Southern California, thousands of miles away from their native range, but look at these gators.
I want him to
American
feel at home.
Yes, I appreciate that, man. Look at this. So what's the story on this particular, these animals, man?
Well, these are all basically California / illegal / rescues.
Okay.
And so the one out. Okay, this is. Let me see who's who. So the one in the back, his name is Gomer. This is the female named Pyle, and this is Darth.
Oh my gosh. And then if you can just, let's go sub water level. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can kind of make it out back here.
Unfortunately, it's time for me to clean the glass. It's got nice healthy allergy started on it. And, and right back there is a big snapping turtle, and he's really cool.
Yeah,
his name's
gator snapper.
Big Lou.
Oh, Big Lou. That's a big old gator snapper.
Now, and there's what is his name? I forgot his name. Crunch.
Crunch, there you go.
Crunch is the common snapper, and it's a big
Oh my
common.
God.
A lot of people say it's one of the biggest commons they've seen.
That's a beautiful common snapping turtle.
And his name's Crunch, because you get food anywhere near there, he finds a way to get his lips on it and crunch down on it.
That is insane. I just love this enclosure though. Like some of the little things. What's this over here, man? Like you've put some of these in here. Like
I can't even say I don't want to say the name wrong.
But is it some kind of?
It's an arthropod.
Oh,
and it's basically a big squid. And this is the little spine of the squid.
No
and
way.
it's the only part that makes it through. Yeah, I'll show you a whole plate of them. They're pretty
that's
cool.
So cool. And then look, he's got some
white shark teeth.
Shark teeth.
They're actually the old dinosaur shark teeth. I forget the kind it is.
Megalodon.
Right? I don't think it's a megalodon. It's
dinosaur
another
shark.
It's an old shark that was with the megalodons, but that's not from a megalodon.
Well, this is amazing, man. A lot of work has gone into this enclosures. Even the smaller enclosures, there's attention to detail. And personally, for me, that's just something I love. Because I think if you have to go above and beyond for the people that they come in here, they want to be taken to another realm.
Well,
they want to see something different.
When you're passionate about something, you want to share it. When you want to share it, you want to share the best you can show it.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, we work with limited funds, but we don't work with limited desire
or imagination.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what, to be honest, I love that back wall. Like that looks like something you could do in your house to make it look really cool.
It is cool.
Keep animals in your house.
And it's funny, is the floor is something I've wanted to do for a long time. We just did, and I got schooled on it because it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be, because I actually got pretty good at painting the rock.
Okay.
And but this was a little bit more difficult than I expected, but I'm still happy. It came out great. Everybody seems to like it. We've done a lot of changes, and we got a lot we're doing more than anything. I just can't wait to blow out all the walls. So I got 2 walls to blow out.
I gotta tell you, man, I can't wait to come back and see it when it's all done, bro.
I'll come visit you between
You
now and then.
have to do that. And guys, if you want to check out his channel, it's Prehistoric Pets TV.
Correct.
All right, on YouTube, he does a lot of fun stuff, lots of big snakes, and you can get to know him as you've gotten to know me. So thanks, Jay. Thanks for letting us interrupt your afternoon, man.
I'm so glad you showed up.
Awesome.
Nothing but a blast.
Sick.